Welcome to my Jedi Council. Today I'll be interviewing Owen. How you doing, Owen?
I'm good, man. It's great to see you. This is absolutely a Jedi Council, although I have to be honest, I might be turning towards the dark side. Look,
Oh no.
the dark side has all these amazing powers, and Luke Skywalker's like living on an island somewhere, eating womp rats. I'm looking at the dark side, and I'm like, that palace is looking pretty sweet. I bet they eat well over there. So, pray for me there. But otherwise, I'm glad to be here with you. I'm excited to interview with you today.
Okay, thank you. I am too. Today, when you can you introduce to yourself to the audience, please, of who you are?
Hey, everybody, I'm Owen Video. I am a live streaming expert and an online marketing coach. I help businesses and brands develop video marketing campaigns that generate traffic, revenue, and sales. So I'm excited. And we met, I think, on my YouTube channel, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome.
And because you comment back, you're so engaging. That's what I like about you. You're so engaging with the audience, and you're so funny. That's what drew me to you, because you're like, I remember all the comments you made. Go boom, pop, all those awesome comments that you made.
Fun. That's awesome. I was glad to hear because I moved away from a lot of that this last couple of months, and it hasn't worked for me. So I'm going back to it. I'm going to go back to being more who I am, and letting the audience, letting the chips fall where they may. So I appreciate that feedback.
No problem. So what make, because before I ask all this, because what make you like change into that direction? Now you're going back to the to your who you are.
Well, it's all about the analytics, and it's all about what is happening on your channel. I'm a YouTuber. I have over 30,000 subscribers, 4 million minutes of watch time on my channel. And when I started my channel, I was doing whatever I wanted to do, and my channel grew. As I started sort of branching out and looking at, I started branching out and getting involved in the community, meeting people like Nick Nimmin and Brian G. Johnson and Jeremy Vest and Daryl Eves. And I started to do what they were doing. I liked what they were doing. I love Nick Nimmin. And he's a co-host on my podcast. We're business partners in a lot of different ways. And I started to try to be like him. I started to try to be Nick Nimmin. And what happened is my audience was saying, hey, we already have a Nick Nimmin. What happened to Owen Video? And that's what I went back to is it's not about being someone else. It's about being me and letting that speak for itself. And so, I saw over the last couple of months, I've seen just a real stagnation on my channel, not too much growth, not too much atrophy. And I thought to myself, what am I doing differently? And it's like, I'm not being me. I'm not being true to myself. And so that is what encouraged me to go back to basics, be a little bit crazier, be a little bit more fun, I guess. And that's how I'm going to move forward in 2018.
Yeah, I give you props for that, because I really like the Owen that make people laugh and smile, because I remember Bruce. Oh no, it was Jackie Chan. People wanted Jackie Chan to be Bruce Lee, but Jackie Chan said he can't be Bruce Lee. He only can be Jackie Chan.
That's right.
I would like to start out, since I have authors and entrepreneurs on my channel, and of course I interview a lot of best-selling authors. But I think that's very crucial that they understand how to use video marketing to their advantage, because some of them don't know how to use it very correctly. How can authors and entrepreneurs, artists, musicians using video marketing for their business?
I think that's an amazing question. It's a question I have answered as a keynote speaker for the National Speakers Association. It is a question I have answered hosting workshops for the National Speakers Association, and really a variety of clients. I have worked with Jeffrey Gitomer, who is a published, more books than I can even count, an amazing guy. I've done book trailers for authors for the last 5 years. I've made a few myself, but I've also consulted with a few authors. There was, the husband book. There was Army Brats. There was a few books that we made trailers for. Here's the thing. Authors and speakers are going to use video the same but different. Okay. If you're a speaker, then you want to be using video in a couple different ways. Number one, you want a speaker reel. You need to have a solid speaker reel that advertises you and makes you look amazing. This is like your headshot on video. So you've got to have an amazing speaker reel, and that should be advertised to event planners and to marketing directors in a variety of different fields. So if you speak to business organizations, right? Or if like entrepreneurs and marketing conferences, then you want to create a speaker reel and advertise it to CMOs everywhere. Okay. If you are a speaker for the dental industry and you want to be attracting more, like speaking at more dental conferences, then you want to make a great looking speaker reel that kind of like really focuses on dental. And then you advertise it to VPs and executives at dental companies, right? So that's going to be Benco Dental and some of these higher end providers and whatnot. That's going to be step one. Step two is going to be you need to be creating content on the daily, right? And I literally mean daily, but you need to have a set schedule where you're uploading to YouTube at least once a week, or you're doing a live video on Facebook at least once a week, and probably both, right? Be a great idea to do both. Where you're just doing little pieces of your content. And what this does is this keeps you top of mind. This shows people that you're relevant. And when that event planner is thinking about their next conference, right, they're more likely to think of you because they saw your ad in the newsfeed, and then they saw your ongoing videos. So you're just the first name that pops into the mind. That's a big way you want to use it. Now, for an author, I would recommend something a little bit different. I think you need a book trailer for your book. Every book you have needs a book trailer, right? So if you wrote 5 books, you need 5 book trailers. Now, you might have written 5 books, but only one is you're really promoting right now. Then just make a video for the one. And a book trailer should be, 30 seconds to 2 minutes, maybe 3, that just promote the benefit of reading your book. The benefit of reading your book. That's it, right? So you're going to feel this. You're going to learn that. Your life's going to be easier. You're going to be swimming in chocolate rivers after reading my book. And that's going to be the main thing that you're promoting out there all the time, with a link to the page where you can buy the book. So people are now seeing the advertisement and they're able to buy the actual book. And then you want to take a step back and do exactly what the speakers did, is make weekly ongoing content. And it might be something like behind the scenes of writing this book. Hey, when I first started writing Power Your Passion, the biggest objection I came across was my own self-doubt. And I wanted to talk about that today, right? Talk about like the process of writing the book. You could talk about the characters in the book. You could summarize literally each chapter. You could also, guys, simply read the book chapter at a time, even a few pages at a time. Hey guys, Owen video. Today I'm going to be reading you 5 pages from my book, The Way to Become a Millionaire, and I hope that you guys enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to get the whole book for free, right? And then you simply read the book. You read 5 pages at a time. You say thank you. At the very end of that, by the way, I have a friend doing this on YouTube. Amazing job. The name of the book escapes me, but it's an after the bomb hits. The nuke hits San Pedro near LA, and what happens after that. So I listened to this with my kids, and it's a phenomenal experience. But after you do that, you now have your book on tape, right? Now you have a book. You can strip out the audio, put that on your website, and maybe sell additionally. Hey, buy the book today and get my audio free. Some of you guys may not like that because it cuts into sales of your book. Look, most of you guys are not going to be making $1 million off your book. You're using your book as a business card. You want to get it into more hands so that you can get invited to more conferences and more workshops and do more consulting work. If that's the way that you're building this, then use your book to create content, drive sales, and get your name out there. So I hope that you like that.
I like that. I like that. So what you're saying is using your book as a sales funnel.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Because I see a lot. Especially there are some authors that I see don't really know how to use this. I'm very curious since there's somewhat since you're talking about creating content. I noticed that when you create, like Evan Carmichael, when he keep creating like 1 or 2 content a day, it helped his channel grow and explode.
Yeah.
Because I saw it get recommended, and of course I know this. It's just that I saw it. It's not okay. So since watch time matters, view velocity matters, how can music? I'm just curious. How music can video work if YouTube is a search engine that use tags, description, titles, and to rank your video? Because some of my videos that I use tags to rank a video and watch time, it actually helped to rank it on the first page of YouTube, and then I use tags. I noticed tags can help you rank on Google too if you use long tail. That's what I noticed. But go ahead. I'm just curious about this. How can what was?
Like for music channels, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, because it came into my mind. That's it. Yeah.
Here's an idea. Like in this, I haven't worked with too many music channels, but if I did, here's what I would suggest. I would suggest that you create music like playlists. So you put 5 of your top performing songs together, and you create a playlist called Music to Listen to at Work, right? Create playlists that function as radio stations, because a lot of people are using YouTube as their radio. That's what I use. I'm a YouTube Red subscriber, and I'm a Red subscriber because I listen to lots of music. I don't have Spotify. I use Pandora at the house a little, but I put together playlists of songs that I like. So when I'm editing, I like to find movie soundtracks or instrumentals. Sometimes I'll listen to like yoga music, right? Just peaceful, tranquil stuff. Sometimes I want to find just trance. And here's the problem. You guys that are creating music are not doing a good job of helping me to find your music. I am not going to necessarily look for, independent trance song that goes on for 45 minutes, right? But what I might look for is music for my office waiting room or family-friendly trance music. Now, I know a lot of you guys doing electronic pop or whatever, or trance, are going, dude, I'm not family-friendly. I'm edgy. Well, maybe, but there's no profanity in your lyrics. There's no, sexuality in your lyrics. It might be in your head while you're writing it, but in a trance song with no words, it's just music. So you've got to think about what the listener is looking for and give that to them. So I would create individual tracks, but I would also upload all of your songs on one track and then call it music to listen to at work, music to listen to at the gym, great workout music, great jogging music. And it might be the same damn song, Johnny, in 5 different playlists. Fine. Right? But get me into that 45-minute track and watch your watch time just rocket, just skyrocket.
Holy crap. Thank you so much for that. Since I've been watching or listening to the audience, how can they vlog but also because I saw this how can they build a channel up if they're using vlog? Because I saw one of the channel and I binge watch a lot of this channel. It's about food, but they did it right based upon, because it was a search and they do it for search, and it helped them to do the vlog. But I've seen that most people make a mistake that they vlog but they don't put the search engine. Which can they do for that?
So they're using YouTube, but they're not using Google. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Well, no, what I'm saying is, because I watch, since you're a friend with Roberto Blake,
Yeah.
I saw one of the video where this YouTuber where she said you should do search content first, then do your vlog. You know what I'm talking about, like that type of stuff, because you can get people.
I agree and I disagree. It just kind of depends on where you're at, right? So I've just started a new channel called My Crypto Currently, and this is a channel dedicated to cryptocurrencies and updates and tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff. What is essential is that you have a balance, right? There are some things that I want to make a video about that nobody is really searching for or talking about. So Google and searching YouTube and whatnot is not really going to help me too much, but I still need to make the video. This is what we call thought leadership content, right? This is content where you are actually defining the terms and hoping that that becomes an industry-wide term, right? So if I do a video called live streaming tactics for authors, probably not a lot of search traffic on that. But my hope would be that after I do that video, it gets really popular, and then people start, talking about live streaming tactics for authors. That's one part of it. The other part of it, and this is what we did with My Crypto Currently. So we have some videos we want to do that nobody's really kind of like looking at. But our first video, what we did was we looked at what was happening in the industry. And there was a company called Binance that was closing its doors. Then we looked at the search engine results. So we made a video called Why is Binance Closing Its Doors? Then we went to the search engine, and the search engine said, hey, call this video Binance Registrations Pause. And that's what we did. We changed the title of the video based on what we saw in the search engines. And already by day 7, we were on the homepage of YouTube. We were on the homepage of Google, mobile and desktop, and the video has 1,000 views on it. Within just a couple of days, brand new channel. So you've got to think about those things. When sometimes you should do your research. Other times, just make the video and put it up there.
Oh, wow. You get some great tips. Thank you so much for that. Now, what is your definition of winning for you?
Definition of what now?
Winning. Definition of winning.
My definition of winning? Okay. Great question, Johnny. My definition of winning is being able to do your work, being able in the pinnacle of work, your heaviest work day, and you enjoy every minute of it. So on these days where you're bogged down at work and you love it, whether you work for yourself or work for a boss, I don't care, right? That has everything to do with you and nothing to do with me. And you love it, you're winning. You're doing the work that you love, surrounded by people you love, and you're not making any money, but you're happy. Guess what? You're winning. On my hardest day of work, I work at home. I've built out a live stream studio in this room. I'm building out a new live stream studio in my garage. That's more for like a 3-camera setup. I mean, literally, Johnny, a TV, like a broadcasting room in my garage. And I work with my wife. My daughter was sitting down here for our last meeting, right? She was right here playing on the phone while my wife and I were working with a client. There are days when I am so stressed and I'm overwhelmed and I feel like all my work sucks, and I want to quit. But I look over at my wife and I go, as tough as today was, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And that, my friend, is winning.
Holy shit, man, that brings tears to my eyes, man. That's beautiful. Oh, thank you. Because, there are days that I want to do the interviews, but, sometimes, people look at the number count. For me, I believe that the number count don't really matters as much, but people view it because, the social proof thing. Yeah, I understand that one.
Yeah.
What is, oh yeah, before that, I remember the comment that you replied back. You like ET. Why do you like ET? Because I watched the video, right? I was like, ET, phone home.
Yeah. That's exactly why I like it. You know, ET, I didn't really care much about ET, but my best friend in high school, and he's still a very close friend to this day, lives right up the way from me. And even though we both live miles from home, we ended up right next to each other. And we go to the beach, Corona del Mar in Orange County, and we would go to the beach, and he would do this thing where he would pretend to be ET when they found him in the refrigerator, and he spills the milk, he's like, wah, and my buddy does this whole impression, and it cracks me up. It reminds me of when we were kids. And I try to hang on to as much of that as I can in my life. I've been through cancer. I've been fired like 22 times. I went through I've never been divorced, praise the Lord, but I went through a pretty bad breakup. I've been through my share of stuff, and when I decided to become an entrepreneur, one of the decisions I made was that I would be mature without having to necessarily give up my childhood. So I'm motivated by fun. Fun is what motivates me. So I try to live my life with as much fun as I can. In fact, on my last call, I was working with a brand client. Okay, they're an energy company. They put energy into homes. They serve 17 different states. It's a pretty big company, multi-million-dollar company. And they might even be billions. I really should check on that. But I made sort of like a dirty joke, and there was this moment of silence, and then they both just started cracking up, and we were all laughing. And I said, guys, and it's really a guy and a girl, but I said, guys, I said, I knew that you guys would laugh at that, because at the end of the day, we're all professionals, but let's not let go of that thing that brings us joy, that laughter. And so that's kind of where ET and really movies in general come to, is that's my fun thing. That's the thing that keeps me young and keeps me engaged, and I never want to lose that.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, because that's my message, that too many people get into this wrapped up about growing up. They lost that sense of funness. They they don't care. They care about growing up too soon, but they forgot that they have a long time to live, and that if you just try to be an adult, I think that most people get it wrong. You can be mature but also have fun at the same time. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
immature. Is not, most people forget that immaturity. You don't take the responsibility, but you don't also live.
Yeah,
But
big thing with immaturity is a lack of concern for other people, right? A lot of times when we call someone immature, it's because they had done something without thinking of how that would affect other people. That guy's so immature. He and that's the part. Like, you can blend childlikeness with adult responsibility, and you have a really great recipe for a fun life.
right, thank you.
Gotta care about other people, though. It's so important.
Right. Oh yeah. Before this, I actually want to thank you for your support. Because I was going through my hard, tough time, and then I remember the email that you wrote back, and I was really grateful to you, man. Like
I remember that, and I've been following you ever since. I see what you write to people on Twitter. I see how you engage with people on Instagram. And I saw one author you interviewed said, Johnny, I was ignoring your emails, but then one day you just sent me an email, and it didn't seem like ignoring you was going to help. He's like, and I decided to do this interview because you showed me the tenacity and the work ethic that I require from my clients, or something like that. And I remember watching that and going like, hell yeah, Johnny, like that's how you do it. Because I've been watching you, since the very beginning. And the fact that you're finally doing these interviews and you're finally getting these authors, it's exactly what you should be doing. And it's an example to other entrepreneurs.
Well, thank you so much for that. But sometimes it doesn't go through. Though I have to keep persisting, and sometimes, most of the time, I want to give up. But then I said to myself, like, I cannot give up because I've been working harder and for people and for people like you support me, and I don't want to like to let all that fall aside. You know, there's most days that I want to give up. You know, why isn't this working? But I realized that. But you know, it's okay. What is your passion in life, and what do you love to do? Because
Uh,
see, for me, sorry, go ahead.
family and dad life. I mean, that's it. It's family and dad life. Uh, I am entirely motivated by having a family that impacts the world. I am not interested in the culture's morality. I am not interested in the culture's definition of truth. You know, like our culture today is pretty flimsy, right? The same things that we hated 20 years ago, now we're saying everyone should do them. And if you don't do them, you know, 20 years ago it was like get married, have a family. Now it's like, sleep around and cheat on your wife, and who cares? And Ashley Madison will help you have an affair. And, you know, like look at our presidential situation, right? All of this sexual harassment, Me Too stuff happening, right? And then you've got Vice President Mike Pence, who says, you know, you got all of Hollywood saying, "Oh, sexual harassment's ridiculous." I mean, not only they're the ones actually doing the sexual harassment, right? And then talking about it like, "Oh, this is awful. Oh, this is awful. A woman should never be treated this way." And then Vice President Mike Pence says, "Hey, I don't even talk to other women at work so that I can stay clear of that type of you know, temptation." And then what does Hollywood say? "Oh, you're a prude. You're disgusting. You're stupid. You're old fashioned." And we reject all of that noise. I reject the noise that says I have to live according to your morals. I reject the noise that says I have to live according to your standards. We are going to live according to what our compass tells us to do. And if that makes me uncool or unpopular, then that's your problem, not mine, right? My
Mm.
kids perform at the top of their classes. Half my kids are homeschooled. Oh, homeschool is you're a crazy conservative psycho gun toting, all of these stereotypes. I'm none of those things. But my kids are in homeschool because they perform better in homeschool. I got my other half of my kids are in public school, right? We're going to do what's right for us, and you can figure that out and gossip about me all you want, right? My passion is to live my vision, which is to have a family of influence. My kids learn video. My kids learn speech and how to talk and how to orate. My kids learn math and science, and we go out and we impact the world, and we spread our values. And if those contradict your values, well, I hope you raise your kids as well as I raised mine, because you know, these opinions from people that are like, "Oh, you need to do this and you need to do that." It's like, hey, screw you. I'm going to do what I want to do. And in 20 years, my kids are going to run the show anyway. So I got 4 kids. You got 1. I win. You know what I mean? That's my vision. I want to raise kids. I spent the first half of my life so concerned about what other people thought of me. Literally, not even the first half, the first 90% of my life. It wasn't until cancer 3 years ago, 2 years ago, that I stopped caring what people think, right? So I want my kids to grow up from birth recognizing that what anybody else thinks of you is their deficiency, not yours. You be who you want to be, and you bring as many people up along the way as you can. That's what gets me out of bed every day, Johnny, is that today is another day to pour into my kids and to help them live the kind of life that I didn't get to live when I was a kid. And I had okay parents. My parents were okay. Everybody struggles. But I like to think that I'm a better parent exponentially than my parents were. And that's what motivates me.
Thank you so much. That was so motivating. That's what I wanted to inspire others to live their dream. You know, I think that most people forget that, you know, we're here only for a short time, and people, you know, try to keep up with the Jonases and listen to other people's opinions and societies and all that crazy crap. And see, the thing is, for me, I realized that we're going to die. So, I mean, it's not, you know what I'm saying, right? Because I hear Gary Vee say that. Yeah. And because today for some reason it came in because I was kind of having like a tough time today. I was like, okay, let me do this, and then I hear we're only going to live once, we're going to die. So
Yeah.
rather create something that people can inspire to be. And then this one is for you because I listened to you saying cancer, right? And then did you have any fear or struggle in your life, and how did you overcome it? Because I want people to be inspired. Well, go
Yeah.
ahead.
The biggest fear that I have in my life is my own failure. Um, I would add to that another big fear that I have is looking like a fool in front of my colleagues. And these are debilitating fears. They're not rational fears. They're not like, oh, like a black widow spider, right? Like, hey, I'm a contractor. I dig inside of houses, and I'm afraid of getting scared of getting bit by a black widow spider. That's rational. That's reasonable. It's not reasonable to wake up every day and be like, oh, I'm afraid of what so and so thinks of me, or that I'll look like a fool in front of that person. That is part of being human, right? And we have these what if I fail, what if it doesn't work out type stuff. So these are the things that keep me in bed. They try to stop me from doing my thing. And what happens is, instead of doing the things I should do, I do the things that just waste time for those things. It's like if I didn't have goals, then I wouldn't understand that 90% of what I do is avoiding something. We have goals, and then we spend so much of our energy avoiding those goals, right? I know I should schedule more interviews today, but my Facebook feed hasn't been looked at in 10 seconds. I better go back to Facebook. Or I need to make more cold calls, or I need to make more sales calls, but I got to go to the gym, got to stay healthy. So I'm gonna go to the gym, right? Um, a lot of what we do is simply to avoid our responsibility and our goals. So I deal with fear first and foremost with a lot of prayer. I'm a born again evangelical believer, and the same God that rose Jesus from the dead is the same God that speaks to me and motivates me, and encourages me, right? So I pray, and I ask the Lord for strength and for help, and to keep moving and to silence the voices in my head. Another thing that I do is I try to recondition myself to like hard things, right? So it's kind of like something comes into my head that says, man, this is going to be really tough. Then I tell myself with self-talk, dude, you like hard things. You love overcoming challenges. You like to take fear and smash it in the face. And I tell myself that to get myself pumped up. I watch Evan Carmichael vids, and I watch Basquiat Picasso vids, which are like motivational clips and inspirational clips on YouTube. And I do those things to overpower the fear and clear the path to keep moving forward.
Wow, thank you so much for that. Um, what can advice you give to the young or inspirational entrepreneur to navigate of building a business and making it become successful?
That's a great question. And I'm running short on time, so we might have to wrap up with this one. But I love this question because the young entrepreneur is the person I hope to inspire. Um, Here's the deal: you have to have vision. You have to have vision. An architect builds nothing. A contractor builds nothing without a plan, right? And yet we as Americans, as entrepreneurs, as Westerners, we keep trying to build these audacious dreams with no plan, right? Other than I want to be famous. I can't even tell you how many millennial entrepreneurs, that's their primary motivation. I want to be famous. I want to be rich, right? Um, what's your plan for that? Oh, well, dude, I'm just going to like make live video, dog. Like everyone loves me. And it's, yeah, you and every other millennial. You know what I mean? Like, what's your plan? Okay, well, I'm going to go live 3 times a week. I'm only going to talk about these 2 topics. I'm going to promote those on a blog. I'm going to find guests. What's your plan? So you have to have vision, right? I have a very clear idea of what I want. And let me tell you something, Johnny. 5 years ago, I wanted exactly what I have now, right? So I remember kind of like looking around at my house and my backyard, and I don't have the world's most amazing house. Sometimes I'm embarrassed to show it on camera. I'm certainly embarrassed to show my backyard because it's all unlandscaped. It's very wild, but it's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to be married with kids, healthy kids. You know, we all want healthy kids. I wanted to be married in a good marriage with healthy kids and a house with no homeowners association where I could build and paint and do whatever I wanted. I am living that right now. I'm living it. So it's like, yeah, my backyard might be crazy, but it's exactly what I wanted. My house might be a little cramped in some areas, but it's exactly what I wanted. And once I hit that, right, that was my vision. That's what I was working towards. And one day, like 2 years ago, I woke up and I was like, dude, I have it. I hit my vision. What's next? What's the next vision? So I want to encourage young entrepreneurs to create a vision for your life and maybe just kind of keep it. You could do it a couple ways. Like, what's your life at retirement? What's your life in 20 years? What's your life in 5 years? Right? So start small, right? Start small. Like, well, where do I want to be next year? Right? Okay, next year I'm making 80 grand a year, and you know, I got a Lamborghini, got a Lambo, right? 100,000 YouTube subscribers. Maybe that's your vision. But the next step then is to find a mentor, right? So number one, have a vision. Number two, find a mentor. And here's the deal. Ask someone. I've heard other coaches say, hire someone. That's cool too. That's cool too. For younger guys, you may not have the money to hire a coach like me. Ask someone to be your mentor. Ask a cousin, ask a friend. Find somebody who has what you want and ask them to be a mentor, and then share your vision with them. So you find a mentor and you say, dude, I want to have a Lambo. I want to be making $80,000 a year and 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. And allow your mentor to say, that's completely unrealistic. Why don't we try that again? Right? And so step 3 is then correct and adjust, right? Find a vision, find a mentor, correct your vision. You know, that's what it's about. All this stuff about live streaming every day or having 1,000 fans. Look, anybody can do that. Anybody can get 30,000 YouTube subscribers where less than 1% actually watch your videos, right? When they come out, which is the case that I'm in right now. Why? Because I just wanted subscribers. I didn't care who they were, right? So what happens is I get a whole bunch of people in Pakistan that don't really care about my videos, but yeah, they subscribed. A couple bots subscribed, right? That the metrics, the numbers don't matter. What matters is the results, the impact, right? And so you've got to think about what you want and go after the things that will get you what you want. The wealthiest people in the world, nobody even knows their names, right? It's not about being famous, not about live stream, not about having 1 million subscribers. It's about accomplishing your vision.
That is true.
Let the chips fall where they may.
Do you believe in the law of attraction, or you read Think and Grow Rich? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I believe that the law of attraction is like anything. There are hard and solid laws to the universe, and then there are some that are a little more flexible. Gravity, hard and solid law. It applies to all people, all times, in all places. Even an airplane. Well, an airplane defies gravity. No, an airplane uses gravity to its advantage, right? An airplane doesn't just take off and then go into space, right? It leverages gravity along its path, right? The law of attraction is a real thing. You can find out who you are by looking at the people in your circle. Are you surrounded by a bunch of stoners and potheads? Then that's probably who you are. Look at who, and I'm not against that. It's fine. That's your thing. But don't think that Steve Jobs got to where he was by smoking weed every day. don't think that any of these famous people are smoking weed every day, right? The guy that runs the Men's Warehouse, very, very wealthy, very, very successful, and admits that he's a casual smoker, right? And that's cool, right? I'm all down with that. But he's not smoking every day 4 times a day, right? He smokes on the weekends, after his work's done, at the end of the day, when his work's done. And I'm just using that as an example because of a kid I'm working with, and that's his struggle right now. I want to quit, but I can't quit. So my whole thing is like, dude, why are you trying to quit? Why don't you just put that part of your life in its appropriate place after your work's done, right? So you are who you attract. And if you hang out with people that are more like who you want to become, you will become more like them naturally, but it's all up to you. The biggest problem a lot of us face is we want to stay like true to our childhood or our upbringing or our middle class lifestyle or our working class lifestyle. You feel like you're more authentic. Dude, my folks are real people, dog. Like, dude, we work hard hours and we work 25 hours a day, and I'm going to honor that. Well, great, but you're never going to make 80 grand a year. You're never going to, because you've decided to live a lifestyle inconsistent with your vision. If you want to make 80 grand a year, you got to go around people that are making 40 grand a year, do what they're doing, and then move up. Now, once you got 40 grand a year, now move into that next level. Find people making 100 grand a year and follow them. That's exactly what I did. Johnny, I had a hard time 5 years ago. I looked around me, and all the people in my circle were like blue-collar workers. They all had jobs that didn't pay well. They worked 25 hours a day, and then came home dirty and sweaty. And I'm like, I like these guys, but I'm like, why am I hanging around these guys? They're always negative. It's always like, let's go home and drink beer, not let's go home and work on our business. Let's go home and raise our, it was always like, let's just go home and drink beer, after a 12-hour shift. So I had to move on. And it hurt my wife. My wife was very offended by that. She's like, these are our friends. And I said, no, they were our friends. These are people we'll send Christmas cards to, but we have to become like different people. And I sought out 5 people to spend more time with. And I'll tell you, 4 of those people, one of them actually fell out of that circle. Like, I just got to know him and I was like, I don't want to be like him. The other 4 are to this day friends, not just people I'm trying to tag along with. They're friends. And I've added even more people to that group. And on that list of people I want to hang out with, Evan Carmichael is on that list. And I can't wait to meet him in Texas this summer when we go do Video Marketing World. So if I can do it, guys, I'm the dumbest guy in the world. I barely passed high school. If I can do it, you guys can do it.
No, thank you. 2 more questions, and then we're done. 2, it will be, what does success look like to you? And 2, where can we find you? That's pretty much it. Go ahead.
So what does success look like? Success, again, looks like, what was that first question? Success looks like winning, okay? Success is the accomplishment of your desire, right? So my desire is to work at home without a boss and to enjoy my work and to be working with video. Like, those are I want to have kids. I told you about this thing. I want to have kids, a wife, a house, and work with video. That's it. I'm successful. Success is not making the most of my friends. Success is not being the most popular of all my friends. Success is not sleeping around with lots of beautiful women. Success is not partying all the time. As I get older, I enjoy partying less because it takes time away from what I love, right? So, and I enjoy drinking and whatnot, and so I might go like we just spent the last weekend in Big Bear, had a good time, partied it up a little bit, but now I'm back at home. I'm not doing those because I want to work, I want to do stuff, and I can't do that after 4 beers, or champagne, as it were, you know what I mean? Success for me is the accomplishment of the vision. And even this, Johnny, is working towards the vision. If you're in a place where you have a vision, but you're not really working towards it, or you've sort of invented in your mind, hey, here's my vision, I'm going to live this, I don't know, just stupid lifestyle. I'm going to live this party, pothead, skater boy lifestyle, but my vision is to someday be Steve Jobs. You're an insane person. You're not going to change the way the world works. You're going to instead, you're committed to your lifestyle and you're lying to yourself about the dream. Success is having the vision and putting off the old and saying, you know what? I had my fill of beer. I had my fill of weed. I had my fill of snacking and late night and women, and I'm going to focus now. And even if you are struggling on that path, the fact that you're walking that path is success. To answer your second question, how can you guys get a hold of me? Go to owenvideo.net. Check me out there. That's my YouTube channel. If you want to see everything else I do, go to thevideospot.net and you'll have links to everything else that I do. And I hope that you guys will join me. You can go to thebusinessofvideopodcast.com. Check out my weekly podcast with Nick Nimmin. We talk about video marketing, live video marketing, funnel marketing, how to generate leads, sales, and how to accomplish the goals you set forth in your life financially. Johnny, thanks for having me. It's been a real pleasure.
You too. Thank you for amazing interview. The Jedi Council has been closed. Subscribe to my channel, like my video, and I'll see you. Bye-bye.